Hi, I'm Martin Aheda, and me and my group believe that Congress should focus on domestic drilling instead of buying oil and gasoline from foreign countries. Constantly buying and wasting money on things that America currently already has is a huge waste of time and resources. If America would just start drilling its own oil and gasoline, or even just tap into the reserves for a while, it would at least help with the economic problems that are occurring today. One thing to worry about, however, is that even though America is drilling its own oil, or fracking, does not necessarily mean that gas prices will go down. In fact, it may be smart to keep gas prices up to help the damage that has already been caused. In the past few years, drilling for domestic oil has increased in states like Alaska and Texas, and if we keep at it at a steady rate, we as a group believe that we'd be able to sell our extra oil and gasoline on the global market to other buyers, thus decreasing our national debt and making money for our broke government. It can also help us and other Western nations cut off ties and dependence on Middle Eastern countries. Not only that, but domestic drilling would provide many jobs for Americans. Domestic drilling will also bring about a riot with certain groups such as the environmentalists. Their argument for this issue would be that drilling can pollute the air, causing global warming, and it is a risk to work under certain conditions for a certain amount of time. Some citizens in the surrounding areas of operation could be opposed to the drilling close to their homes due to the fumes it expels.
The abundance of coal in West Virginia and nationwide gives us real potential. We get criticized. Oh, you're fighting an old fight. That fight's, it's no longer part of the future. We got to make it a part of the future because it makes good sense. Producing more domestic energy means reliable. It means affordable supply of power and energy. I think about a state like mine that has a lot of folks who live on fixed incomes, a lot of older folks. When it comes to the end of the month and they see their electric bill, they're having trouble now meeting that challenge of paying for that, making choices of medicine or food or food for their pets or whatever's important to them because of the high cost now. That's just going to go up and up and up if we disenfranchise ourselves in this country of our most abundant resource, and that being coal. Let's talk about the tax revenues that are lost to all the counties, the school systems in our state. If you don't have the tax revenues in our state that coal produces and energy produces, whether it's natural gas, we all got a lot of natural gas in our states too. We're blessed with that. But if we don't have the tax revenues there, this just wounds county commissioners, wounds county boards of education. And that to me is one of the, not unintended, but one of the consequences that never gets talked about, that really will harm a way of life, a future for the children. So let's talk about the potential. We've been exporting a lot of coal and importing, and by doing that, we create jobs because we're exporting our coal. And I see nothing wrong with exporting coal to our allies because exporting energy means we're producing the resource. Earlier this year, Bloomberg News reported that Germany will start up more coal-fired power stations this year than at any time in the past 20 years. Now, when we think about Germany, we think about somebody who's environmentally conscious. They have a very healthy green party over there. They're very considered to be very cutting edge when it comes to conservation and clean energy. Yet they're building more coal-fired power plants in their country than they have over the last 25 years. During the first campaign, the president said that if you build a coal-fired power plant, we will bankrupt you. We've all seen the tape. And on Friday, that's what his statement's going to be from the EPA. It will be impossible to build a new coal-fired power plant, or it will bankrupt you if you try to do it. And one of his major advisors has said that a war on coal is exactly what this country needs. How can you say a war on an industry that employs thousands of people in the heartland of our country and thousands more in ancillary businesses? And it's a way of life. It's domestic energy. The administration supports this attack on hardworking people in an industry that provides good jobs and back to the affordable energy, not just for our folks on fixed incomes, but for our manufacturers, our small businesses. Cheaper, affordable energy is going to create jobs in other industries as well, and it has. You don't have